program, power-packed program, that will be beneficial to all. So again, welcome everybody, my brothers and sisters, my friends, my loved ones. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Yewande Efodele, aka PY, aka Pastor Yewande. So awesome. One thing we do at this support session, I just want to clear the hair a little, is that we say every opinion matters. What we say here stays here. We don't we don't gossip. We try to say we can be our brother's keeper. And so that's what we do here. And I just want to say it's an open forum. Everybody, you're welcome to express yourself, but be mindful of the other people so you don't, we are constrained by time. So at least you allow other people also to. So you need to remember that we have limited time when you're talking. Go straight to the point. And there's a lot coming up. So you're going to hear that at the end. Again, please stay to the end. And also, before we even start, how many people have subscribed to our channel? How many people have subscribed to our page? If you have not subscribed, please click. I'm sure Glory is going to put our page, the link to our page in the chat room. So please click the link and subscribe, and share it with your friends to subscribe. This, when you subscribe, you are promoting our hard work. That's the least that you can do for us. Money is good. We love money because what we do involves money. We help, pay somebody's bills. We help save somebody from the streets. We help put somebody's food on the table by the donation that comes to, and is directly to our clients. Our donations are directly to us, but much more than money, because the world is social now, and of course TouchLink is social. So I'm begging you, please subscribe to our channel, our YouTube channel. And we're also on Facebook. We're also on Twitter. Are we on Twitter? I'm not sure if that is ready yet, but we are on Instagram. We're still working on our Twitter. But anyway, we're also on WhatsApp. You can help us whenever you see our flyer. The least you can do is to promote this event, because you never know what's happening around you. You never know who this will help. So thank you so much for doing that. So now that I've cleared the hair, I have with me my special sister. Oh, I have here Stephania Monet. Stephania Monet, I met her in church. We go to the same church, Agape House of Worship, but she's been a strong advocate for TouchLink. She's actually one of our strong and foundational volunteer. She's volunteered with us for several years. She's done an amazing job until now that she's busy, but she still helps. And one of the ways she helps also is by advocating for victims of domestic violence. And what she's doing tonight is actually she's bringing her work, what she does for a living. She will introduce herself. She's in the finance, but she's bringing what she's doing at job. She's bringing it over here because she knows there are tools and resources that can be a blessing to us. That's what she's doing. So tonight, be attentive, take notes, and ready. Come with questions, because the way to survive in this country, or maybe even in any country, is to understand credit. If you don't understand it, you will misuse it, or you underutilize it. Either way is not beneficial, right? So she's going to be teaching us tonight. Again, everybody, with thousands of emoji, online social hugs and kisses, help me welcome our dear sister, Stephania Monet. Thank you so much. God bless you. So can you please introduce yourself to us?
Thank you. Thank you so much. And as you said so well, Pastor Yande, I met you at Agape House of Worship. And I remember the time that we met, I was at a very low time of my life, and you walked me through. And thank you for everything that you did for me, helping me get back on my feet, give me strength, pray for me, and everything. She has mentioned, my name is Stefania Monet. Actually, I am a financial center manager. I work for Fulton Bank in Oxford, New Jersey, which is part of Northern West New Jersey. And I've been in the field for 20 years. I have a degree in finance, and also several other federal banking cert. And I am part of the American Banker Association, and I am the chairwoman of diversity, equity, and inclusion for the entire organization. And I am also I just get certified as a business advocate. So that being said, a business advocate that focus on minority. So now we have so many minority. So if one of the minority people come and trying to apply for a loan and they don't get approved because of credit or any things like that, so I have a program that could help them, women in business, minority. So this is what I'm focused on. And I am a mother of two boys, 23 and 14. And you know and helping people. So this is what I do. So because of time, we're gonna jump ahead quickly. And today we're gonna talk about understanding your credit. Like Pastor Yande mentioned it before, in this country, yes, people say money is king. Yes, money is king, but also it's good to have credit, because whatever you're gonna do in life, even to get an apartment, they're gonna run your credit. Even for your car insurance, they're gonna run your credit. So you need to have some kind of credit, even though they say money is king. So if you go to the second slide for me, what is a credit score? So what is the credit score? Credit score is the three-digit number. So this three-digit number is very important. It's as important as your social security number, I should say. Usually scale from 300 to 850. Some people that goes all the way to 850. Kudos to you. That's very good. But if you go between 720, 750, you're still good enough. So I'll go further in that. That estimate how likely you are to repay. That means how likely the lender, the insurance, and the landlord will see you. How can you pay back when you borrow money? A credit card, they give you a credit card with a certain amount of money, and that money is placed on the card, so you're gonna utilize that money wisely. Credit score are calculated from information about your credit account. The data is gathered by credit reporting agency, and also called credit bureau. Please note that every single person, either whatever your immigration status, if you have a tax, you're paying tax, you're working, so you are allowed to once a year to go to the credit bureau and ask for your credit report. It is free. So you go to creditreport.com and it's free. You could do that once a year. You don't have to pay. You will get your score, at least you're from the bureaus. So there's three major bureaus here in the United States. It's Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Some company, when you apply for whatever the product that you need, they will pick either one of these credit bureaus. Sometimes they varies between 1 or 2 points between them. So you don't have a single credit score. You have a few, like I say. So it comes from the three credit bureau. The highest credit score you can get, it's 850. So we talked about that. If we can go quickly to the next slide, please. What is the difference? There's a difference between FICO score and Vantage score. The two companies that dominate credit scoring is the FICO score. So sometimes when you go to the dealer and or you asking for a loan, they could ask you, what is your FICO score? And sometimes people, they don't know because it's a jargon, it's a jargon, financial jargon, verbiage. Not everybody knows. So a FICO score is the most widely known for your score. Instead to say sometimes what is your credit score, we could say what is your FICO score. This is the one that generally use better than the Vantage score. Okay, and again, it could range between 3 to 850. Please take note because at the end, I know that there's going to be a Q&A question, so you could ask me question. So if we can move to the next slide, I will show you quickly. So long story short, just to tell you, I was back in 2017, 2015, I should say 2016 more. My credit score was 535. So I went from a 535, and I'm not ashamed to talk about it. I'm just telling you, just to let you know that if I can do it, if you give yourself discipline, you could do it too. And I'm here. You could reach out to me at any time. I could help you to build up your credit. So I went from a 535 back in 2016, 2017 edge to a 750 credit score in, in a year or a year and a half. Yes, I did. It was a lot of sacrifice, but I was like, oh my God, I couldn't even get a a $300 credit because 535 is very low. Like as you can see, from 300 to 629, it's considered bad. Okay, it's in the red. You don't want that. From 630 to 689, that shows that you working your way up. You a little reliable like the lenders because your credit score, you need to know when you go wherever you go, people, they don't know you. You might be very honest. You might be a good hardworking person. Yes, you are. But struggling, trying to survive, and you have a lot of integrity, honesty, but they're not gonna go by emotion. How they see you, they don't see you as a person sitting down in front of them. How they see you, this is the picture that you see right now. So when they pull up your score, whatever number that coming up, this is how they see you. This is what's gonna determine it. Are you gonna be reliable? Are you gonna be able to pay back? And of course, they're gonna add, if you're working, they're gonna see how much money you bring in after tax. We call it DTI, debt to income ratio. So they're gonna see, okay, based on what you ask and what you bring in and what you own, would you be able to pay? Because your credit score is in the 620. So I don't think they might counter offer your request. Okay. So if your credit score is in between 630 to 689, you have a few works to do to bring it up. So 690 to 719, this is very good. So again, when you're gonna go, if you have a car and you apply for car insurance and your credit score is in the red between 300 to 629, so you're gonna have a highest car payment. Or that does not mean if you are in the 630, if your credit score is considered fair, they're not gonna lend you the money. They will lend you the money. You have payday loan that will give you the money the next day. Those are like the worst to go, okay? So they will lend you the money, but the interest rate that you're gonna pay for that money, it's very, 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 sometimes it's triple of the principal. It's not worth it. Okay. So that's why you have to be very careful. Some people, they have good credit, but they have bad habit. So, and again, 720 to 850, this is excellent. Okay. So let's go to the next slide, please. All right. So, like I had mentioned it before, the two main credit scoring model, it's FICO and Vantage score. Consider many as the same factor, but the weight somehow are different. For both model, because they're two different model, the two things matter the most are. So this is the most important thing. Now we're gonna get your notepad, write this. This is very, very, very important. Payment history. So have you missed any payment? Or, have you made your payment on time? This is very, very important. Whatever the bill that you have, they always give you a due date. Okay, always looking for that due date. So do not make the payment after the due date. Don't say, oh, I made it on at 12:01. No, it's considered the day after, and it's going to have some kind of negative impact on your credit score. So always make sure that's why we have a phone, we have a calendar, we have reminder. Make sure you put a reminder for all your payment that you have to do to not miss any payment, okay? Because this is not good. Payment history is going to kill you. Payment history, and it could be very costly too, because it's going to add question, it's going to add interest, okay? And credit utilization. So technically, if they give you a credit card for 500, not because they give you the credit card for 500, so you have to go all the way to the $500. Right now, if you hear the news, or have you heard on, it's all over the place right now, because of the economy, because of everything that's happened. The American people has reached over $1 billion on credit card, because a lot of people are using the card. And now you have Christmas that's coming. What my advice to you, do not go to the shenanigans, do not go with the Joneses. If you don't have it, it's okay. Wait for your time. You don't have to overspend, overload your credit card, because there's a lot of people, they just go, and because they have the plastic, they don't have the control, and they keep swiping it. When you have a higher utilization of your credit, it's not good either, because it's not good to use more than 30%. My motto is, as soon as I get between 20 to 25%, I stop. So it's easy. You have a 500 credit card, a limit, you multiply by 30% or 25%. That's the amount that you set yourself that you could go up to. Don't use it. Don't maximize it. Don't load the credit card. It's not good. It's not good for you. Okay, if we go to the next slide, please. And as I was saying, so
before we go to the next slide, we have some questions in the chat room. I don't know if you want to take it now.
Yes, let's do that. Let's do that. Very important.
Someone is asking, can you remove late payments?
Yes, you could remove late payment if you talk to your provider, and let's say you were supposed to pay the day prior, but they have 30 days to send it to record it to the credit bureau. So let's say you owe one of the big credit card company, and then you call them, you pay a day after. You could try to talk to them about that. But if you're not supposed to be, or like we call it in our own language, a repeat offender. A repeat offender, that means someone that's constantly late and trying to play with the system. So you can get away one time. Is there another question? Because I can't see. I would love to answer other questions.
Yeah, I know that most credit card owner, they normally give that excuse, one-time excuse. They will actually reverse it. Well, how many people really call? So it's important to take advantage of it, just in case it happens to you. Call and they will give you that. Another thing that I want to ask you before you go to the next topic is, how do you repair bad credits? I know you said you went from 539 to 750. How did you get there? There must have been some steps, because I'm saying this because some people might be listening to us that have bad credits, and They just want to know how do I move from bad to good?
Okay, how did I do that? That's how I started the whole series. This one, first of all, by educating myself, by knowing my credit score. That's the first step. You know, like I mentioned it before, it's free. You go to free credit bureau. Nowadays, all the credit cards you could access to your FICO score. So I was able to see where I was, and then I take a notepad. I write down all my credit card, and I did what we call a snowball. So starting from the lowest to the highest, it was like I was on a mission. And also to be able to do that, you have to have discipline. Because I remember when I was going to this, it was December, and like I mentioned, I had two boys, and I didn't even go to the mall. You have to, if there's some stuff that you want to do, you have to make a lot of sacrifice. So I didn't even go to the mall December, and I talk to my kids. I say, hey, you're not going to have any present this year, because this is the situation. This is what's going on with me, and I need to do something. So I start the snowball by paying the lowest amount and to the highest. So you finish, and not only I pay them off, and I cut them. So I make sure. Some people, they opened their wallet, they carried 10 credit card. You can only do that if you are disciplined. You can only have the mileage. Some people say, oh, I have it for the mileage, but how much are you using a month, to get that? You need to have discipline. If you don't have discipline, you're not going to be able and educate yourself. You're not going to be able to do it. So this process here, that's how I was able to see. So like you see, the 5 category: payment history. So payment history is going to stay for 7 years. It's going to stay on your credit report, like your payment history. So if you miss one payment, even if it was like 6 years ago, that's going to have an impact on your credit score for 7 years. It's going to be there. Okay. So payment history. So you pay on time. And also, to avoid to pay too much, if you're able to pay the statement balance instead of the minimum payment, it's better. Some people, they have the card, they paid it in full, they think they're good. When you receive the statement, what you have to focus on, if you can, it's the statement balance. The statement balance form, that means that will avoid you to pay any interest. You pay the statement balance. But if you cannot pay the statement balance, I would suggest you to pay a little bit. If it's the minimum, it's $20, you add $10 more. Okay? Because they're making money out of you with the interest.
Yeah. Someone is asking another question. Thank you for that. You answered very well. Somebody is saying, how about the companies that claim they can fix your credits? Should I go with that?
Okay, so there's a lot of, right now, you turn on your phone, or there's a lot of mails, and people say credit repair, but there's a cost for that. Why should I pay someone money? Because there's a fee associated with that. So it's you're still gonna be, when you're trying to repair your credit, see it like that. You are trapped somewhere, and you're trying to get out. So me personally, going to these credit repair people, you still gonna be in a trap, because you're still gonna be bonded with them. So if you're able to do that on your own, unless the only way you could do that with someone else, like with another financial institution, as a financial banker, I will tell you, if you own a home and you have enough equity on the home, that interest rate is way lower than the credit card combined. So you could take a HELOC, what we call a home equity line of credit. You could take a HELOC and you do a credit consolidation. that interest is not as high. But any other credit repair, you're gonna have some fee, and you're still gonna have some interest, and you're still gonna be trapped. So it's like you're getting from one trap to another one. Did I answer your question? I hope so. So again, so you go for the
And I
left.
like the fact that you mentioned credit consolidation, but one key factor of credit consolidation is to really seek advice, seek counsel before you go for credit, because there might be hidden fees or hidden agenda. So you should always seek counsel. There's a lot of resources online. There's a lot of people that can even do it for free for you, help counsel you, whether you should go with credit consolidation or not, but be very careful.
Because what you have to keep in mind, these are company, these people are getting paid. How are they gonna find the resources to pay these people? So you're gonna be the one paying them. You're gonna, so you have to think smart. Yes, you wanna get off that, but don't be overwhelmed by the offer, because let me tell you, the letter that you're going to receive are very appealing, but you have to be smarter than them, because like I say, don't leave a trap to go to another trap. Okay, so be very careful of that. So credit history. So I know some people, I had a credit card. My first credit card was from Capital One. I got that credit card since 2010, I should say. The first time I got it, I only had $300, and I still have it. The only reason why, it's because it's the longest card that I have. So because of that card, that carries all the years, so that build up my credit history. It might not have the balance that I wanted now, but I have credit card that has 20 times the balance that I have on that card, but I still keep that card open. And do not make that mistake too. When you pay them off, when you're trying to repair your credit, you pay the card off, you cut the card. Do not call the company to cancel it, because when you do that, it's gonna again affect your credit. You just leave them. Once in a while, you could maybe do a little transaction, and then you pay it off, just to keep the activation. Okay, do not cancel any card. This is not good. Cancel your card is not gonna help you. Pay them off, yes, will, but cancel them will not gonna help you. So if you see the slide, okay, 35%, 10%, and that's why. So we go into the next one. What are the category I'm considering when calculating your FICO score? Like I say, the same thing: length, payment history, your FICO score take into your account. How long your credit has been established. Like I say, you see, I talk about my Capital One, the oldest account that you have, and the age. Some people, they go like every 6 months they apply. You go to a store, not because they say you're gonna get 20% down. So, I have good credit, let me apply for it. No, you don't need it. Okay, sometimes the 20% off that the store are gonna offer you is not even worth it, because it's gonna hurt your credit score. So you have to think smart. You have to protect your money. Okay, so is there any more question before I move on to the next one?
So are we affected by unused credit? Like, for instance, I got attracted to the offer in the store, and I allowed them, and they gave me a credit, but I never used it. Does that affect me?
Is staying your credit as inactive? That's a very good question, but do not close it. Do not close it. If you used it that day and then you paid it off, I would suggest maybe in a few months you go back to that store, you use it again. And then because what could happen if the credit card stay inactive for a very period of time on your credit score, the company could decide, say, oh, she's not using the card, she doesn't need the card, they will lower the balance. So they will either lower the balance, or they will send you a letter and say you have not been, or send you some more offer, just and some incentive just to push you to use the card, because this is how they're going to make their money. So most of the time when they see that you're not been using, and it has to take a very long time, maybe a year or so or more. So if you don't use the credit card, what they will do, they will lower the balance.
And
When
if
they
they
lower
lower the balance, does it affect us?
Yes, when they lower the balance, that means your power of it's like they lower your power of utilization. Your power of credit is getting lower. Let's say if you had a range of, for example, you had a range of power for the way that the lender see you, like will be like for $20,000. Now, and now they lower your credit score, they lower your balance, so now they give you a 10,000. So now that might affect you along the way, because if you're trying to get 20,000, they might say, oh, they only give you, this company, these people, they only trust you for that amount. So that's why. Any more questions? I love the question. Those are very, very good questions. I really like all these questions. So if we go to the how to repair your credit and improve your credit score, okay? So very, very important. Believe it or not, my dear friends, there's error. The company makes errors. So you have to check because now it's so easy. If you have whatever the credit card you have, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, all these companies, they offer free credit report. Free, so when you have a credit card, this is one of the benefits of it. When you sign on the online website, so you could go and see, even if it's not as accurate, you even have Credit Karma. So you could go and check your credit score. So if you see any discrepancy, this is the time that you could call the credit bureau. Remember, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, you could call them to see if there's any error on your credit report that could be fixed. Okay, so pay your bill on time. I cannot stress that enough. Pay your bill on time. Reduce the amount of debt that you own. So by doing so, it's very simple. You have 3 credit cards. You own $200 on credit card 1. Credit card 2, you own $500. Credit card 3, you own $1,000. First, what you do, you pay the $200, and then you still pay the minimum payment on credit card 2 and credit card 3. So by paying the $200 quickly, so now you're gonna have more power of paying back. We call it the snowball. So when you're done with credit card 1, so now you have more power. You're gonna attack credit card 2, and credit card 2, you pay it down, and then you're gonna have more power. When you pay it off, you just don't use them. Do not use them. Leave them in case of emergency. I don't believe in people that say, oh, I don't need a credit card. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Because especially when you travel, it's easier. Remember, a debit card, I'm talking as a banker, okay? A debit card is attached directly with your checking account. Okay, so and God knows how many fraud right now. This is very, very big with the bank right now. All the banks, we're dealing with fraud, people using people's account, because the debit card right now is attached directly to your bank account. So when you use a debit card and you got a fraudulent activity, and you have to go to the police report, you have to ask, and sometimes it's a lot of money. We're talking about thousands and thousands of dollars that could be taken from your directly checking account or saving account attached to your debit card. But a credit card, it's more easier to claim it. Amex is wonderful. You have a phone on your Amex card. Before you know it, the money is already back on your account, but it's not as simple for a debit card. So that's why it's important to have a credit card. Okay. So I'm talking on both ways, as long as you are responsible enough, and do not close unused credit card on a
Yeah.
short term. Do not close them. Okay. Do not close them, and
That's
do
it.
not open
Yeah,
more.
just to add, I'm sorry, just to cut in and add to what you're saying about the debit card. One of the ways you can protect your debit card, especially if you're used to having online transaction, is to go through PayPal. Put all your debit card on PayPal. If you don't want to use your credit card, PayPal is added protection, is additional protection in case of disputes or anything. If you go through PayPal, PayPal can also secure it for you. They can, you can fight any dispute through PayPal. At least that one I know from experience. So it protects your debit card. But like she said, especially for if you used to making a lot of online transactions, just have one credit card that you use, and then always transfer the money back, just for protection.
And also, there's some good benefit with having a credit card. Like, I know there's some people. I have some customer. They have credit card just for gas, and then they get money back. They get reward back. There's some people, they have credit card that they put all their utility on, and then at the end they pay back, and they get reward for that. When I say reward, they could get 3% to 5% cash back. And another thing, we were talking about credit consolidation. I have one of a card that we have. You could get it, and you have 15 months, up to 15 months. You don't pay any interest. We call that the balance transfer card. That's the only credit consolidation that I would suggest you to do. And even though you have to be very disciplined again, let's say you have 3 cards that you own $10,000. You apply for one of my card, and then you transfer everything. So my card will pay all the 3 other cards. So instead for you to have 4 cards, you're going to have only 1 card, and you're going to have only 1 card to pay. And that one is good because you have a certain amount of time that you don't pay any interest. And I will tap my QR code. You don't pay any interest on that card for 15 months. So that type of consolidation, we call it more balance transfer. You could do a balance transfer, okay, on that card. And that could help you to pay off your debt quickly as well. Any question? Because I cannot see the chat, and I want you guys to talk to me, to ask me question, please.
There's no question on the chat room. Please, if you have any question, just unmute yourself and say something. If
Okay.
not, we'll move forward.
All right. So how much can I borrow? Next slide. So these two calculate the loan. So like I was saying, the loan amount and mortgage payment for 2 underwriter scenario. One of them use aggressive underwriting guideline, that the other one can be more conservative. The calculator use the lower of the 2 ratio, okay? Payment to income, we call that debt to income ratio. Okay, that means all your bills, your car payment, your insurance, your mortgage or rent, your food, and everything. Those are like the debt to income ratio. We add it with whatever, minus with whatever you bring in. So this is what gives you the power to say, okay, based on what you bring in and what you have to spend, this is your borrowing power. Okay, when the economy is strong, the lender are more aggressive, and raise the ratio to compete for businesses. When the economy is weak, as of right now, the lender are more conservative. That's why right now you see the interest rate are a little bit higher for either for mortgage, either for if you have a home, you want to take a personal loan, you want to take a home equity line of credit, you want to take a small business loan, the interests are higher, and the lender, they are very, very conservative. They ask for a lot of document because they want to make sure if I give you that money, if I give you that card with that limit on it, would you be able to pay it back? Okay. Would you be able to pay it back? So this is very, very important. So when you apply for a credit card, there's something called disclosure. Do not just go crazy and just apply for the credit card. Take time to read, because people, they don't read nowadays. Take time to read the interest rate to see some of them based on your credit score. Again, you could get between 10 to 14%. But if your credit score is not that good, you could get between 24 to 29%. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money that you're going to pay in interest. And if you are the type of person that's only focused on the minimum payment, and if you read the credit card statement, when they send it to you, they say if you pay in 1 year just the minimum, this is how much that you're gonna have to pay. And if you look that amount, you're like, oh my gosh, these people are making money out of me. So that's why you have to be smarter. Even my advice to you, even if it's $5 or $10 or $20 more than the minimum payment, pay it. Okay, add it onto the minimum payment, pay a little bit more, so that will avoid you to pay interest. Because I don't know, sometimes you see you have a loan or you have a card and you get the statement, you make a big chunk and you feel like you're still paying, you're still in debt, you're still very deep in debt. So that's why. So Gloria, I don't know if you can add my email address for me, because I'm trying to see. I'm gonna stop right there and ask, waiting for any question.
Wow, thank you. It's been, I don't know about anybody, but I think I've been blessed tonight. I've learned different things. Even if I don't think I need it, I can use it to guide other people. So thank you so much for your time and for taking the time to share your knowledge with us. So does anybody have any question to go, any burning thing? Maybe it's not for you, maybe just for you to help somebody. All right.
I have a question.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Good evening, Stefania. God bless you.
Good evening.
Great job.
Thank
Great
you.
job. So I wanted to ask a question. You talked about the balance transfer in 15 months. Is there a balance transfer fee associated with that? That was one of my first questions.
Yes, there's a balance transfer fee. Usually is a very slight, and trust me, I have done it before, and is a very slight, it's 3%. I'm not ashamed to take myself as an example. So I remember I had 3 cards and I was struggling to pay them. And I did the balance transfer. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna tap the code so you could go ahead and do it. Make sure you pick Visa, the platinum card. So that's the first one, the platinum card. So what I did, so when I applied for that card, they paid, you do the balance transfer. When you receive it, you go and you log on the card, you do balance transfer. All you have to do is to put, let's say, Capital One, Bank of America, and their address and the card number. They're the one who pay the card for you. So it's a win-win, because automatically you do that, your credit score for the first month is gonna go high, because on the credit report, it's gonna show that, oh, Stefania paid 3 cards at once. So that my credit score went jump right up. And then it's another win because now I don't have to pay 10, 15% or 20% of interest that I was paying on each card. Now I only have one card and make sure like, okay, I transfer $5,000. I'm going to make a budget and then to pay that within that time frame within, because nowadays you come to me, and as you see my title, I'm a small business consumer and small business lender. You come to me for a consumer loan, either personal or home equity line of credit or whatever the type of loan. I could do from 5 to 10 billion, micro, SBA, you name it. So a minimum interest rate you're gonna have right now, it's between 9 to 11%. So right now you have a card that gives you 15 months, you're not paying interest. So you're saving, if you are disciplined, you're saving a lot of money.
Wow, that's so good. Thank you. Wow, wow, wow. So
Any other
everybody
question?
take advantage of that, everyone. Any other question as we wrap up? And then, like I told you, don't go. We have a very important announcement at the end. Does anybody have any other question? I think there is none. So Glory, if you're ready, let's talk to people about what's coming up in October.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining our Empowerment Hour tonight. We're going to close with a quick announcement about our 9th annual rally that's coming up this October. It's starting next month. So we want to give you some more information and let you know how you can participate in all the things we have going on during October. So as you can see there, our theme for this year is You Are Beautiful. We're reminding our abuse survivors and victims that amongst the ashes of abuse, there can be beauty again. And so this is our theme for this year. We're going to kick off the month with a virtual opening rally on Saturday, October 7th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. This will be via Zoom, and you'll be able to access the link closer to the date. And then all that we're going to do in October will end with a closing rally on Saturday, October 28th, also from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And you'll see the address there. Well, the rally will be kicking off from the Woodbridge City Hall. And
So
so
we want everybody on the line to scan that. Can they scan it now?
yes,
Right? Take out your phone and scan it.
yes. And for anyone who is joining on their phone, I'll also be sending these links before we leave tonight in the chat. So some more information on the rally. We have our amazing speakers who will be joining us they'll be joining us throughout the month of October. So we have, of course, our host, our founder and president, who will be hosting all these programs during the month. And as you can see there, we have the Woodbridge Mayor, we have Reverend Olufunke Adetuberi, who joined us last year. We have Kunle Adeyemi, we have Dr. Bolanle, we have some survivors also who will be sharing their story, Ananike and Nora. And so you can join us. These dates will be shared on social media as well, so you can stay up to date on when these events will be.
It's also good for them to know what these people will be talking about.
Yes. So the mayor will be joining us for our opening rally, giving us a mayor's address. Then Reverend Olufunke, the title of her session will be Reaching for the Beauty Within. For Kunle, he'll be leading a session titled Strategies to Reinvent Your Career. Dr. Bolanle's session will be on how to live better with chronic pain. And then we have, like I said, Ananike and Nora, who will be sharing their survivor stories during our opening rally.
Yeah.
And so here are some ways you can participate in the rally. First, you can be a sponsor for our 9th annual rally. We'll be raising funds throughout the month to spread awareness of domestic violence and also to fund the various programs that we have at TouchLink for our clients and survivors. Second, you can attend our virtual opening rally, which, like I said, will be on Zoom on Saturday, October 7th at 10 a.m. Another way to participate is to register for our closing rally, and this is the in-person walk that will be starting out from the Woodbridge Town Hall. So as you can see in the picture, people come in their TouchLink t-shirts, their signs, and so we walk around just spreading awareness to the community about domestic violence. And lastly, you can donate to TouchLink, whatever amount is feasible for you. You can donate to us, and this will help us not only fund the rally itself, but also all our other programs. And so here are the QR codes that you can scan. The first code is for sponsoring our rally. The second one is to register for the closing rally. And the third one will be if you would like to donate to TouchLink. And so I will be sending these links in the chat right now. And so if you're on your phone, you can just click that link, any of those things that you would like to click, and you'll be able to support us for the rally.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Glory. That is so powerful. And I just want to say that all of the rally is free, except we are collecting some donation for the closing rally to help a worker. We call it help a victim walk. So we want to again appreciate everybody that put this together, and also to advocate that people should please help us, promote this event, because we are bringing in professionals, people, they are specialists on their own different topics, so please invite somebody, your colleagues at work, your neighbor, everybody. Especially most of these sessions are going to be through Zoom, so they're going to be virtual, and it's going to be on a weekend, maybe your weekend morning or afternoon. So it's really no stress to you at all, except for our closing rally. Our closing rally is going to be, really walk and rally, which means we are going to be on the streets. There's going to be a whole lot of other activities this year. We're going to be having some vendor cars that will come, some food trucks are coming. So it's going to be really different and interesting this year. So, and there's going to be DJ, there's going to be a whole lot of things. It's just a minimum fee of $25 for the closing rally. And again, this is going directly to the victim or survivors, to help them walk. So again, and children are free. Children and youth are free. All right. So thank you so much, everybody, for listening to us and for being part of this. It takes a community to really make this change effective. Thank you so much. Thank you again, my friend, my sister, Stefania. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you. Very informative session. We learned a lot from you. And if there's any other question, we'll direct them to you. We ask people to call you or email you. They can contact you. This is what she does for a living. And she's ready to help everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. It's been a powerful session. Thank you, all our friends. I love it. We have our vice president here tonight. She's always a very busy woman. She doesn't come most often. Thank you, Pastor G. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Okay, thank you. Bye.